In this 8-minute video, I'll be able to show you how to make cannolis, the shells and the filling. We start out with some wood dowels, marsala, wine, egg. We'll need some cling wrap and a food processor, sugar, salt, flour, spatula, and we start out by taking some flour, 1 3/4 cups of flour, and we'll take 2 tablespoons of butter. Cut the butter up in little chunks because we'll be putting that in the food processor for about 2 or 3 seconds. Now on the wet ingredients, we take 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of marsala, which is 1/4 cup, and we'll beat that a little bit, and we'll be adding that in the food processor while the dry ingredients are spinning around in there. So here goes for like 3 or 4 seconds to get the butter to blend into the flour, just like that. Okay, now watch how everything comes in and forms a ball of dough towards the end, and then we stop the food processor. Okay, here goes. See, that's pretty quick. It just formed a ball. You take the ball out and you just let it rest for a little while. You could put it in the refrigerator, for example, or just let it sit. Now we wrap it up. What we want to do is make sure that the flour gets completely moist all the way through by letting it rest. And after that, we're going to take and divide it into 4 parts. Put 3 of the parts back into the refrigerator, and we'll be working with just 1 of these parts. From that, we'll be making 12 cannolis. Cannoli shells, that is. Now, in the meantime, you can get, say, like peanut oil or canola oil heated up to 375 degrees in the fryer. Okay, here we're sprinkling some flour on a board, and we're just going to knead this piece just a little bit, and then we're going to roll it out until we have a long piece that's about 4 inches wide or so. And then we'll be taking, if you don't have a cutter that's shaped like it should be, then you could use this little piece of paper. It's actually, this is a Post-it. It's about 3.5 by 3.5. Okay, and then just take your regular pizza cutter and cut yourself out some pieces of this. Now you could roll this out a whole lot thinner if you had one of those pizza, or not pizza, but spaghetti dough rollers that you see occasionally. Now we're going to hold this together with just take a little bit of water and wet the end of it. Okay, and we're going to be rolling all the pieces onto the dowels and getting them ready for frying. Now supposedly we would have a whole lot more here if we roll our dough out thinner. Now there you have 375 degrees and we're ready. Now I took this spider to hold them in place because they have a tendency to roll over to whatever the heaviest part is, and you want it to cook uniformly. The best way is to have a whole lot of oil in the fryer, and then they will cook uniformly if they're allowed to roll around in there on their own. Okay, so now little by little we'll make a dozen here. And to take them out of the dowel, or to take the dowel out of the shells, you just give it a little bit of a twist like that, and they'll come out. The dough is now fried pretty strong, don't worry about breaking it. Okay, now we're going to get into making the filling, which we're going to need a hand blender, some ricotta, vanilla, powdered sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and some, maybe a baggie that we're going to turn into a pastry bag. Okay, here goes with the ricotta now. Drop it down in there and put powdered sugar. If you don't have powdered sugar, you can run sugar through a blender, and after about 3 or 4 minutes it'll be powdered. And here's vanilla extract, and then a dash, or say 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon powder and nutmeg powder, and we're ready to take a hand blender to this and make it smooth before we go to filling it. Now we're going to take a baggie and fill it up, squeeze it, and take the tip of it and cut off the tip so that we can convert this into a pastry bag if we don't have a pastry bag. If we do have a pastry bag, it would be nice to have a star tip that would shape the filling for you. Okay, so we just snip it off, and you go to each end and fill it as best you can. Try to go towards the middle and turn it around, do the other end like so. And just keep going until you've got them all done. And then we're going to arrange the plate, and we're going to sprinkle some powdered sugar over it, a little bit more of cinnamon and nutmeg, make it pretty. You could have made this with some chocolate bits, and also you could put some fruit, candied fruit on there. And there you have it, cannolis. Well, thanks so much for watching, and this is Chef Remy. If you get a chance to look at my website, it's called thevideocook.com. And also, if you get a chance, rate the video or at least leave a comment. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.